Hello and welcome back to TechnoFirmaCraft. I'm Jerry, and this right here next to me is a replica of Traff, because apparently he is so caught up in his work that he just can't leave it for long enough to record with me. That's a shame. But that's the hand I've been dealt, and as such I've decided to make a replacement Traff. So yeah, as you can see, he got his suspenders, he's just sitting here on the ground. And well, so far he's already proven much more useful than the regular Traff, so that's a plus. Now, today, in this episode going out on Traff's channel rather than mine, because, well, it's Wednesday, we're gonna be uncovering another vein, I think. Now, I've previously found another malachite vein up north. Let me just quickly go onto the map here, and you can see up here is a malachite vein. But it's not been excavated yet, we've just found it. And since we're gonna need a lot of copper in order to make the first anvil, and then following that the first bronze anvil, I figured it might be a good idea to uncover a second vein, just so we don't end up using up the one we have. So in order to do this, I'm gonna need the saw, which I'm hoping that Traff has left me, and I'm gonna need some logs. I'm just keeping an eye on the fire over there because I have some metal cooking, and hopefully if I don't, mess up somehow and forget that it's there, I'll be able to make a couple new pickaxes with what I have cooking, so that's what I'm hoping for. Now, the recipe for support beams is like this, yeah. So that's 64 support beams, that should be enough to get me to where I need to go. Now, I'm also gonna get a couple more ladders. 15, that should also be enough. I have a bronze shovel, I have a nearly dead pickaxe, and I'm gonna make myself a new one. And I have the prospector's pick, I have a hammer and a chisel in order to, actually make a staircase and such eventually. So I'm pretty well set, except for the pickaxe thing, which is why I'm staring at my fire here. Hopefully before too long this will be finished and we can actually get started. Now, while we wait for that, let me just quickly have a little walk around our base, because, well, not a lot of stuff has actually happened, but it's nice to, get a little bit of a summary once in a while. So we have the tree farm over here, and by the looks of it we actually do need to harvest that, because most of the trees have actually grown up. It's a pity that these are so high that we can't barely reach the leaves with the scythe, but it should be possible eventually. I think it's already done up there. Let me just quickly finish the tour with the farm over here. We have a lot of ready to harvest squash. We have some onions here, which I think these are ready. And we've expanded this field over here with that entire long section there. Pretty much with the intention of just filling it all with grain. I know that later on, in a couple of years in game time, we're gonna need to do some crop rotation in order to not, deplete all the nutrients in the soil. But for now, at least, there should not be an issue with us basically just exploding it all. So we got 200 units of bismuth bronze here, and bismuth bronze, of course, being made with zinc and bismuth and copper in a ratio of, I think I used 3 zinc, 2 bismuth, and 5 copper. In order to minimize the amount of copper I need. So we got 2 heads, and I just so happen to have 2 sticks left, so that's perfect. And we'll toss one of these up on the wall, bring the other one as a backup, and that should pretty much be us ready to go. I got 2 water jugs, I have 3 sandwiches, should be plenty of food, although let's grab one more. Now, I will immediately say, yes, I have read the comments on episode 20, actually, like, we're really well up in catching up with the times here. But I have read the comments on episode 20, and yes, we will make a dark room to store the food in. But it'll have to be a bit later, because right now, like, this is an emergency situation with Traff basically being, or rather us being unable to align our time schedules, work schedules and whatnot, to actually be able to record, so I'm having to do this by myself, which is something that has actually been a while since I've done a solo recording. I've pretty much been sick in the entirety of January and pretty much the first half of February as well. So my voice has not really been all that great. And I think I'm finally getting over it, but really my immune defense has just been absolutely pummeled with all sorts of flus and common colds and whatnot. It's been absolutely horrible. And that's also why I've been so happy to have pretty much all the content on my channel be multiplayer, because that means I do get a chance once in a while to take a breath and relax my voice. Let's just quickly a free and A there. So the vein over here I think is some limonite, some iron ore, which we can't do anything yet until we get a bloomery. And that means getting 1, 2 anvils. Actually, we need a copper anvil, then we need a bronze anvil to follow it up, and then after that we'll need the it's a mess. It's a mess. After the bronze anvil we'll need a oh look. Okay. So I was planning to spend, the most of the episode actually looking around for this vein, trying to make the best of it, and showing off some prospecting, and then I dig down 2 blocks and bam, it's there. So that's kind of a disappointment somehow, but also still a great joy. But then again, where is the rest of it? That is the question. Now this pickaxe here is actually really, really slow. I'm wondering if I should just switch to the other one just for, the recording purposes here. It's a bit faster. It's a bit faster. It's not much, but it's a bit. It helps. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder where the rest of it is, because when I did prospect this area, I pretty much figured out that it had to be around here. Like this had to be pretty much close to the center of it. And it kind of been much mistaken, because, well, we did find it pretty much instantly. But on the flip side, we only found one, but then again, right there is another one, so I don't really know why this has to be so easy for me when I'm actually trying to get a bit of difficulty in it. Ah, what a mess. Anyway, here's the vein. Well done. So now it's just a matter of, somehow securing this. I'm actually wondering whether I should just make it an open, make it a strip mine and then just put a ladder down. I think I might actually do that. That'll be much less risk of cave-ins. So we'll just basically take down the entire staircase here that I made and put in a ladder instead. I think that'll by far be the safest solution. And then once we start digging into the walls, we can actually put some support beams up. But yeah, for now, a ladder should do the trick. Like you can see, there's actually a lot of the malachite right here. I should probably check. Oh, it's even a poor malachite. Okay, so it's not that great actually. The poor malachite is like 15 units, whereas the normal malachite is 25. It goes with all the veins, but apparently this is a poor vein. That's sad. Alright, so I'm gonna dig down these last couple blocks, and then I guess, should we just go prospect something else? Maybe that'll be a good idea. We did find that platinum last time. I have no idea what it's used for. I don't think we really need it for anything. So I guess it would be more fun to prospect something that we actually needed. But yeah, the main thing that we needed right now was the copper, really. And like, to make an anvil, let me just quickly look this up here, just so you guys are with me on this. To make an anvil, we can't make the vanilla anvils, we'll have to do these instead. And for this you need a copper double ingot. You need 7 of these, so that means 14 normal copper ingots. So that means a total of, well, 14 ingots, so 1400 copper. Which means that each of these is like 15, so you need like 100 of these poor malachites here in order to actually make the just the basic copper anvil. Let's get this ladder put in so we can actually get out of here again. There we go. And how do we best place a support beam here? Something like this, I think. Like, it'll be a bit messy because that's just the way it is. So we'll take one support beam there, pick up that stuff, one support beam there, and then we'll just combine them there, connect them there in the middle. For now, at least, that should keep the thing here stable. Now there's a lot of it around here, but I really don't want to spend a lot of time on camera mining. That sort of stuff is much better to do off camera, because it is really not interesting to just mine. It is, you can argue that it's interesting if a cave collapses or something. And I would agree it is interesting in a morbid sort of way. But for the most part it'll just be basically staring at a rock here and waiting for the cracking animation. Like, that's why I also tend to skip mining and searching GregTech. But one of the most popular episodes was me and Buddha just digging up stuff, so I don't know, maybe people actually do want to see this. If you have any thoughts on that, you know, whether you want to see mining, yes or no, by all means put it in the comments below. We will read it and we will react to it. We will take it into account. But for the most part, like, we don't really mine on camera. That's just how it is. I'm just slowly expanding this support beam here to, you know, make sure that I don't accidentally cave anything in on myself. I know that I have clear sky above my head, but, you know, just in case some cobblestone or something slips. Let's grab this one. Oh, there's even more in back and behind it. Haha. Alright. But yeah, night has fallen, and I really don't want to go up there and walk through the dark, so I think I'm gonna skip ahead and just keep mining down here until morning, and then when morning comes, we'll go prospect something else, I guess. See you then. Alright, morning has returned, and I think I've managed to find at least another good bit of the ore here. So in a full night of mining, I've managed to gather 32 of these. So it wouldn't take too long to get enough for the anvil, honestly. And we do have a bit at home as well, so, you know, it's not completely impossible to get that anvil. Like, we've done it before as well, so it'll happen eventually. It won't take too long. We're making good progress here, especially finding just, you know, a backup vein helps a lot. But let's go prospect something else. Like, actually, this sphalerite over here, that'd be the optimum one to do, because that's something we've been searching for close to our home, and we didn't manage to find it, you know, when we originally searched for it, so... But, you know, when we returned from our journey last time, we actually did manage to just come across it on the ground. And it would be really nice to know exactly where the vein is, so let's head over there and see if we can't find it somehow. Alright, we managed to get here, and from the looks of it, I've looked around a bit. I can't seem to find the sphalerite visible anywhere on the surface. I can find the platinum though. Alright, so we got a medium here. If we continue this direction here, large, nothing, large, nothing. We're looking for a medium again, because that'll allow us to find the center of where, at least, there we go, medium, okay. So medium, and it went large around here, yes, alright, so this direction, how much can we go? Medium there. So basically, supposedly, if we dig into this mountain here, you see it's medium over here as well, and it's large here. So right about here is actually the center of where we can find it. So let's just quickly make a little marker here that this is the center of the platinum at least. And basically, since we can only find large samples here, that means that there is no vein within like the first 12 blocks or so of the surface. Let's just quickly reconfirm. It's right about here. So let's take these 4 fence pieces I have and put one there, one there, one there, and the last one there. And say, okay, so here in the middle we got the platinum. Now over here, where I originally found the sphalerite, look, if you look around here you can see there's nothing but the platinum showing up. So that means the sphalerite must be even further down, like deep enough that we're not even getting traces. It's kind of strange considering that we found it on the surface, but I guess that's just how it works. But finding the platinum would then be, you know, a nice start to it. See, large there, and the large of course ended somewhere around here. Actually, I think we might be a bit off. Yeah, it's a bit off center. We should probably move it a couple blocks. And let's move it 2 blocks here. I think that'll bring it closer to where we need to be. Free there. And finally. Alright, so I guess it's time to dig a hole. Now, how many ladders do I have on me? 7. So I can't really go much deeper than 7. Which means that I won't probably find the platinum vein here. But I should be able to get rather close to it at least. Now, of course, I could just go back and get some more ladders, but I don't really want to. There's also the whole matter of all these other caves that we could potentially go and explore and actually just look for veins in the walls. But the issue with the caves is the insane amount of mobs that spawn down there. Now, I do know we have the spawn protection, which should hopefully, you know, kick into effect soon, because we've been here for a while. And we do have caves right underneath our house, pretty much. So chances are that at least some of those would be under the effect of the under the effect of the spawn protection. Let's just quickly have a look here. See, 7 ladders, 5, 6. We can go down 1 more. And we're starting to encounter some gravel here. That doesn't really mean anything, but I am surprised at how deep down the actual vein seems to be, or not the vein, but the stone. There we go. I'm quickly gonna go down, unload, and get some more ladders, and then I'll return. See you in just a moment. And we're back with more ladders. Now I just made a couple of limestone cobblestone walls here, just so we can, you know, cover off at least part of the side here. I should probably get some more, but we'll get some limestone down here, surely. So let's keep digging and see when we find some actual rock. There we go. Wasn't that far. So once we have this gravel dug out here, I'm gonna have a look with the prospector's pick again and see if we are approaching. We very much should be, but you know, it never hurts to check. Well, really never hurts to check. Let's just quickly double check here. Found nothing of interest right next to the actual ore. That's well done game. So we have right here poor native platinum. Of course it has to be poor, doesn't it? And that's just... I think this is a bad area we're in. Gonna have to complain to Traff. But yeah, like that's how you prospect in TerraFirmaCraft. Basically, you look around, you decide on, like, you look for the highest concentration that you can see on the surface. And then you basically mark out the area in which you can see the highest concentration. So for instance here I looked for, you know, first along one axis, then along the other axis, where was the large sample. And then basically it's just a matter of figuring out where is the middle of this. And once you have the middle set out, you just dig down. That's for surface prospecting at least. You know, it gets a lot more complicated as soon as you enter a cave. No doubt about that. But on the plus side, in a cave you actually get to, you know, look at the walls. You don't have a layer of dirt obscuring your view. But yeah, so we managed to find our native platinum here. Now there is still the matter of the sphalerite that we still haven't located. Supposedly it is south of us, so it might be very well worth it for us to actually dig a tunnel from here and then southwards and see if we can, you know, get on the trail of the sphalerite. Now normally when you prospect, if I recall correctly, it shows you whatever is in the highest concentration. So if you are equally close to 2 veins, it might actually show you nothing. And then once you approach one vein, it'll show that vein and not the other one. So for instance, even... Oh, we can actually see traces of it here. So much for that, huh? But yeah, traces of salarite. Very, very good. So really it's just a matter of us either going over there and just guessing. Like, I found like the one little nugget or so, and if we just dig down exactly where I found that, we might actually, you know, locate it. Or we could dig a tunnel from here. That would take a lot more resources. But on the other hand, we haven't really been digging many tunnels, and Traff, you know, does have his dwarven genes, so I think he might actually want to dig a tunnel. So if I can have him do it, and, you know, I can just sit back and relax with the replacement Traff, then by all means. But yeah, I think this is gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little prospecting trip / tutorial, and hopefully you will continue watching once Traff returns next time. So until then, I'm Jerry, and I'm signing off for both me and replacement Traff. Bye!